5:21 p.m. Roll call, please.
Trustee Carnes. Dr. Little. Trustee Lopez. Present. Trustee Dopplemore.
Present.
Trustee Ramos. President Calhoun.
Present.
Dr. Curry.
Present.
Item 201, approval of closed session. May I have a motion, please?
I'll make a motion to approve the closed session agenda.
May I have a second?
Second.
Do we have any discussion? Student trustee Carnes, Dr. Little, trustee Sonia Lopez,
No.
trustee Dopplemore,
No discussion.
trustee Ramos has been excused. President Calhoun, no discussion. Seeing no discussion, please place your online vote.
That's a unanimous yes vote.
Are there, item 301, request to address the board of trustees in closed session agenda matters. Do we have any requests to address the board of trustees closed session agenda matters?
No, we do not.
Okay. Item 302, Compton Community College District Board of Trustees, future agenda items request. Trustees, do you have any future agenda items request? Trustee Lopez,
No.
trustee Dopplemore,
No, not at this time.
President Calhoun. I just have one, but you don't have to do a report on it. No, really, you don't. And you can give it to me next month. I just wanted to know, how many veterans we have that are coming to our college. That's all. It don't have to be in a report or anything. Veterans that are students here at our college. Okay, we will now.
Is this what, are you on 302? Is that your future agenda? Is that what I mean? May I?
When you pass it up, you can check it next time when we come.
Can I circle back?
You can circle back and get the item 10. Please, go ahead on trustee Dopplemore. For future agenda, Dopplemore has changed her mind. She does have something.
With that, as you reminded me, for veterans, just looking at grants related to veterans, how we can utilize or take advantage of grant funding specifically related to servicing our veteran student population. And I have one or a couple in mind. And I will share that with Dr. Gray.
Okay, thank you. We will now adjourn the closed session at 5:24 p.m. Good evening, everybody. I call this meeting to order at 6 p.m. on April the 16th of 2024. Roll call, please.
Student trustee Carnes.
Present.
Dr. Little. Trustee Lopez.
Present.
Trustee Dopplemore.
Present.
Trustee Ramos. President Calhoun.
Present.
Dr. Curry.
Here.
The pledge of allegiance. Student trustee Carnes, would you like to lead us in the pledge of allegiance, please?
Put the right hand on the heart, ready, again.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We will move to item 6, report of action taken in closed session pursuant to Government Code Section 54857.1. There is nothing to report. At this time, item number 7, approval of open session agenda. Dr. Curry, do you have any corrections or additions to the agenda? Can I have a motion?
Motion to approve the open session agenda items?
May I have a second? Do we have any discussion? Trustee Collins? Trustee Collins? Trustee Lopez?
No.
Trustee Doppler?
No discussion.
President Calhoun? And no discussion, please place your online vote.
That's a unanimous yes vote.
Item 8, request to address the Board of Trustees on gender and non-agenda matters. Item 801. Pursuant to Board Policy 2350, public participation. This is an opportunity for members of the public to address the Board of Trustees on agenda and non-agenda items. Each speaker will have 3-minute time limit. Do we, we have any requests to this?
Yes, we do. Deborah asked you on the non-agenda items. In addressing the elected board of trustees on their inability to represent the shareholders and the taxpayers. Under this leadership of this existing board, Compton College has failed to thrive. I cited the Compton College Chancellor's office and the other system regarding Compton College declining of enrollment. Student enrollment has increased in Compton. And we have 2,300 students. And I started in 2019. A vote of non-confidence by the Compton College Academic Senate states that the presidency has failed to perform satisfactory the normal and reasonable use of this position, resulting in a decade of consistent enrollment. Substantial performance has resulted in segments of time equivalent students since 2011, thus resulting in approximately revenue. Even to some that I cited out here. Also, a petition from the action network to the Compton College Board of Trustees and Special Trustee James Arrangement to remove President CEO and Vice President with new leadership, citing never view that devastating decades-long decline in student enrollment. Negative climate in our institution and low employee morale. Now the board has gone to authorize the president CEO to enter into contracts on behalf of these words to accomplish on that. Now the board wants to burden the residents, taxpayers within this community. Additional property tax, measure CC of $100 million. I'd like to forward with no. You are not part of the solution, you are the problem. Brandon Gardner on non-agenda items.
Yes, yes, sir.
As you said, my name is Brandon Button. I want to just, number anyone or any organization, there's myself. In my opinion, this is not a negative communication, it's more of a honorary request. So, if you don't know me, I'm the school here. I'm from a place called Odessa, Texas. It's in West Texas, it's a little small order. And I had the opportunity to serve my country from leaving there. And then after my service in my country, I became a wounded soldier. And my mom lived out here. My mom had made to me, my grandfather, and definitely, she couldn't, raise the way she thought she needed to. So, saying that to say that my family has worked with me. I came here after my service and had an opportunity to play football here. And while our team wasn't very successful, I was a two-time captain on that team. I hold the squad record here still. At 705 pounds. I've had a few struggle. I played the San Jacinto College. I'm never stepping off the field. I played on the field. And the current head coach at the time, he asked me at that time to make sure I led him in. He felt like that, so I did. And I believe my teammates and the coaches in that time trusted me to do so. I had an opportunity, as of recent, I was assistant head coach at Kingsville High School. For the last 2 years, we had an inaugural football team that started 2 years ago. They went 8-2 start. And our head coach at the time was also the defense coordinator at LA Southwest College. So the majority of that program ran through me. And it is through his blessing and his honor that I had an opportunity to be as a coach and be that successful early on. The head coach here reached out to me and asked me for my services and recruitment. And I believe in the same way he was doing that when I got out of my military services. And I wasn't the best in the mind at that time. Because the things that he gave me to do, that wasn't done. And he helped me do about that process. So I said yes. As of recent, it's been communicated to me that I need to wait until the school decides what to do with me, or whether I would be a good hire or not. So that's why I said I don't represent anyone or anything or any person. I'm here just to communicate for myself. So here's my application. I'm a leader of men. I understand what it takes to make successful men. I currently have the number 8 outside linebacker in high school who leads the nation in sacks. I'm currently the lead of Volunteers of America in the city of Compton. I serve as veterans in my community here. My 3 minutes is up.
Yes, sir.
Yes, ma'am. That's all I have for you. Thank you.
We do meet each month if you have anything else you'd like to say.
That was it, ma'am. Thank you for your kindness. Thank you.
You're so welcome. Yeah, and
No, there are no more speakers.
we're now at 8:02. Item 8:02, Compton Community College District Board of Trustees, future agenda items. Trustees, do we have any requests? Do you, Trustee Collins?
I have no request at this time.
Trustee Lopez?
No request.
Trustee Donovan?
No request.
And President Calhoun, I did my request earlier. And for everybody's information, the reason I'm not calling Trustee Ramos, he was excused. And Trustee Little has a family emergency. She's still gonna try to get here, but she has a family emergency. That's why I'm not calling them. Continue to call their names. Okay. So we'll go to item 9. Board of Trustees meeting minutes of the March 19th Board of Trustees meeting. Can I have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Have a motion and a second. Do we have any discussions? Student trustee Collins, trustee Logan,
No discussion.
trustee Doppler,
No discussions.
President Calhoun. No discussion. Seeing no discussion, please place your online vote.
That's a unanimous yes vote.
We are at item 10. Item 10 is reports from representatives and employee organizations. 10.01 is Associate Student Government Report. Crystal Moore.
Good evening, I'm Mary Wilson, at the moment, Mr. Work cannot be here, and we don't have an internship report that's not already in our presentation that comes up.
Academic Center Report, Dr. Minador. Not able to make it. 10.03, CCCFE Certificated Employees Report, Dr. David Chavez. He had a family emergency. 10.04, CCCFE Classified Employees Report, Matt McKenzie. That is.
I got sick today.
Oh,
Good evening.
well, that was the fire board. You want to say something? Hold on, guys. Item 11 is presentations. 11.01, Compton College Associated Student Government. Dr. Curry, can you please introduce this item?
Yes, today we have a presentation for Associate Student Government. I'd like to turn it over to, I think, the board say, and also Dr. Harrison. He can introduce this item.
Once again, good evening, I'm Mary Wilson, the Associated City Government, ASU Vice President, and today I am here with Dean Tim and Mr. Moore, and we plan to present our presentation. Okay. So today we're going to talk about what is ASU, meeting the board, ASU goals, events, the conferences we have been to, the charter clubs we have brought to the campus, and what we have planned for the next upcoming school year. What is ASU? ASU has a total of 14 roles. There is 4 executive board members, there's 7 commissioners, and we have 3 ambassador roles. And ASU, what they do on campus is ASU is elected by their students who are at Compton College. And when we come forward and we decide what we think is best and how we use the student fees to support our campus. Meeting the board, okay, at the top, that is Sky. We have Shantae, there's Shanika, Crystal, and myself, Tamari. We also have 2 other ambassador members that are in the picture, of course. Our ASU goals, what was our goal this year? We wanted to bring student life back to campus. We wanted to support the students here on campus. What can we do to make Compton College a better institution for the students here on campus? Making everyone feel included, like as far as diversity, and also being a voice for the students here on our campus.
So I'm going to tell you a little bit about, my name is Deborah C, and I'm the Student Activities Coordinator and Advisor to ASG. To tell you a little bit about what we had going on this year in the fall. We had Welcome Week, Latin History Month. We had breast cancer awareness sit down, and we had trunk or treat up in the, I guess it's the left-hand corner over there is the breast cancer awareness sit down. Go Vote is the brown vote. At the bottom, you'll see 2 pictures, and when we had trunk or treat, where we had all divisions, all departments, and including the police department, decorating tents or trunks and giving out treats to the whole campus community, including the child care center. The spring events, we had another Welcome Week. We had a Black History Month. We did soul line dancing. We had a presentation on We Are Not Our Hair, talking about the Crown Act. We also went to see the Hip Hop America, the mixtape, review at the Grammy Museum. And we had a taste of Black culture. For Cesar Chavez, we had a movie, Food Chains, The Revolution in America's Fields. We partnered with MECHA and with the Ethnic Studies Department to present that on campus. Also, we've been collaborating with Transfer Thursday to ensure that more students are coming out. For Transfer Thursday, ASG has been sponsoring a food truck at that time with a little bit of grease, as they call it. So a little bit of burgers and fries, so they can have a little bit of time. And so just to spark more interest in students going to the Transfer Thursday event. We have Spirit Day that's getting ready to come up. We're gonna talk about that in just a minute, and we have calf decorating that is coming up and for our graduates that we're gonna be sponsoring. So we went on an ASG retreat. It was lots of fun. We did an escape room, and we had to rob a bank in 2 minutes and escape with all the money. I told them all I wasn't gonna get caught with them. They all went back to the vault with less than a minute to go. I was standing at the door with a bag of money. But we got out in time. We had sessions on leadership, team building exercises, and we're looking at trying to have personal growth for our leaders. So we're gonna make sure that we provided workshops for them as well. So all of those pictures are from our retreat. And then we were busy. We were at a lot of conferences this year. So we went to the California Community College Student Affairs Association Conference in San Francisco. We went to NANDI's Women's Conference, which was, if you don't know about NANDI, it's to support Black women in higher education. We also went to the Dynamite, it's all about me, Young Women's Conference. We went to the Student Center for California Community Colleges Advocacy Conference. And a couple weeks ago, we just got back from Washington, DC, where we went to the American Student Association of Community Colleges. And I want to say something that we were one of the few schools that had our own agenda and had our own points to take to the offices, where everyone's looking like, you made your own points? And we said, yeah. So we had some points, and we saw Congresswoman Waters' staff, we saw Senator Padilla's staff, and we saw Congressman Garcia's staff. Okay, so at the beginning of the year, we started with 1 club. We have 9, and we actually just had, yesterday, they had a info session to start a PSU. There's also, I just got on Thursday, a request for a film club. So we're doing well, and the clubs are, it's showing activity, students wanting to connect and be reconnected on campus. And so we're trying to do more collaborations with the clubs, so the clubs are seen as well. So those are all the different clubs that we have. I'm not going to read them to you, but we're growing, and that's a good thing.
Dr. Curry and trustees, just want to say good evening and thank you. We are very proud. I don't know, we're kind of proud parents. We just feel like we're just very excited for this group and for everything that ASG has been able to do this year. I think the key goals for us was to have the students have leadership opportunities, get a chance to make a real connection with the community and the students. And you can see by the plethora of activities that they've done, also being having opportunities to go to conferences and also that great trip to Washington, DC, really kind of made it for an enjoyable time for us. So, just being proud of that, just making sure the key words for us are connected and making those students connected, trying to get other students that student life connection. And I think there's going to be much more to come. And to finish off the year, obviously not only looking to continue to improve the experience, but we also have a few more events going on. Next slide. I think we're coming up here. We're going to have an election rally as well as our elections coming up at the end of April, early May for ASG. We'll also have a banquet associated with ASG, so big celebration at the end of the year. We're going to have a fun little spirit week and hopefully get people to get some connection with not only the students but also the campus community. We also have half decorations. We have two events where students can come and get their capture graduation. And that should really get us going right into that graduation celebration. So I want to thank you all for your time. If you have any questions, so it's a great time to ask.
Dr. Curry messed with me, I'm sorry.
Okay.
See, I knew, he saw something that I liked. He saw my eyes get big when you did that cap decoration.
Yeah.
Let me go over to you. I know it ain't for me, but it's okay.
That's a fun event for the students to be able to
Exactly.
celebrate and get a chance to get excited for the graduation. So.
So trustees, do you have any questions? Student trustee cards?
Thank you.
Trustee Lopez?
Thank you for the presentation. A curious question. I know in the past we've had some small turnout participation in elections. Is that something that's improving? Have we found new ways to be able to engage students to express interest in joining ASG?
Well, I can say when I applied to ASG, I didn't know about elections until the day I applied. So that's why, bringing the election rally to campus, well, not only let the students see that, there is campus engagement, but there is an option, like, okay, I'm able to know who I'm putting for office, because, all you see is the mission statement when you run. So it's like, even the option to actually sit and table with everyone and hear their mission statements in person, it kind of like brings hope that, okay, well, I didn't do it this year, but next year I could do it, and I know who I'm running for the upcoming term.
And then I'd like to add to that we have been proactive. So signs are all around the room, around the campus, and they have been there since March 13th. Also, we've been had the email sent out to all the students regarding running for ASG, and it is posted on our website. So those are the things that we're doing to promote ASG offices. And I will say that currently I have about 16 to 18 applications. So that's really promising for us. And today someone walked into my office and said, how do I apply for ASG? And so I just took her right to the website. So I'm excited. It looks like we're gonna have a good diverse group. Some testosterone up in there. But and I'm excited. We have some males that are applying. So it looks like I'm excited about what's on the this coming.
Thank you so much for that.
Trustee Dr. Moore?
Yes, with you said the website, so does ASG have its own landing page from the student website, from the college website? Is that what you're saying?
That is correct.
Okay, so, and everybody is listed on there.
That is correct.
Okay, yes, good. More collaboration, you said that, you answered the question about, the upcoming, elections. One thing that I would like to ask with, the partnering with, some of the clubs. How is this, is there an opportunity with these charter clubs to kind of partner with, student athletics, like with the booster clubs? Is there an opportunity with that?
So one thing I can speak on, there is the representative for athletics is on, in the group. And early on, we started that conversation, how do we get that connection, to a future connection? So I think, moving forward, I would love to see that position meet with the athletic director and our staff consistently, and also just associated with marketing and getting people to events. So, had some good movement recently, with Kendra joining, she's leading a group that's associated with a club. And so we're getting her involved with helping us do some marketing for football. For instance, we're starting with some football, but ultimately all of our sports. And I think that's a big initiative for myself, is to be able to get that real connection with students that come to events. They get to come for free. I just got to get them and promote it out there. And next year, I'm excited to have some promotional days where we'll actually have students out here, the day before a game, having the ability to shoot hoops, for example, and the students can come by. So that would be something that is going to be exciting to do. One final thing is I think we're also actively recruiting not only the current students are here, we're going to be having a very fun event coming up with some final approval for getting Compton unified students, juniors and seniors to come on campus and visit with us. So recruiting is a big part of what we have to do, and I think, right on par, we're trying to get more full-time students here. And so I'm very excited to help with, Deborah's team and as well as athletics to be able to kind of bring ASU and athletics together to flourish even more opportunities for students.
Yeah, because that's a good morale booster for our students and also getting, inviting the community in to kind of partner with us as well.
Can I just add on to what you said? Also,
Yes.
on one of our clubs, the cheer, girl club, in their bylaws, their goal is to eventually become a part of athletics, and like, go out and show the school spirit at like, the football games, the basketball games we have. It is like, it's always a building moment, and right now they're building to be able to do that, but eventually they do plan on partnering with the athletics to go out and support the teams that we do have at campus.
Is that cheer as well as dance or just cheer parade?
Well, at first they were cheer, dance, drill, but like, they're figuring out like, as far as like positions and everything, so as of right now, they're just the drill dance, from my understanding.
All right, thank you. That's all I have, Chair. Thank you.
I have a question on page 10. What's the top? What is that for?
Anime, the cartoons.
I figured it was, I just wanted to make sure.
Right, so anime kind of has it's a twofold club. They do cartoon and the drawings, and they also game. So they do the anime gaming. So they're kind of a twofold club.
I wasn't sure, and I think that's what that is. And what is the third one?
Meta,
Is it the-
yeah, Meta is, I'm probably gonna mess up the whole title of it because it's long and I haven't really memorized it. But it's a Hispanic club on campus.
Okay,
And so
okay,
that's what we partnered with them to do this as our product.
okay, thank you. I figured that's what it was, but I just wanted to make sure, trying to keep it with different names. Thank you so much for the fantastic report and all the energy. You got a lot of energy.
That's great.
All of you brought a lot of energy. Thank you so much. I love this report. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Oh, anytime. Thank you for your presentation. Item 1102, Compton Community College District Bond Measure Issues Survey Results. Dr. Curry.
So tonight we have a presentation from John Fairbanks, whose firm out to do the survey. At the board meeting in December, the board authorized us to investigate the feasibility of a local funding bond. Included in that is a community survey regards to community perspective as it relates to the college, but also to a potential bond. And so John Fairbanks has worked with us in the past and has done surveys throughout his professional career. John.
Dr. Gray, trustees, I get social manager now.
It's okay.
I'm gonna present, some results from the survey we just completed for you. I've had the pleasure of working with this district last time we did it before, in 2014. So we have some experience in your district, and I'm also the pollster for your statewide coalition, working on getting a statewide school bond, $15 million on the ballot this November, so that hopefully will, I'm sure you have some projects that can get that passed. And that will be out to get for you. Anyway, let me just get started. It's an open, feel free to ask questions. This is a survey, the methodology here. The survey was done March 11th to the 20th. We do what's called a dual mode survey. We talked to 500 likely voters. We draw a sample from the voter registration file in the county. Full sample plus or minus 4.4%. The sample size is a pretty good size sample. We do 1,000 statewide, so 500 in your district is a good, healthy, large sample. The dual mode is contact methods. We do email. We email the survey to your voters. We also call them, landlines, cell phones. We also text them. Texting has been very, very effective in getting voters to participate online. We're trying to, in these surveys these days, give voters more opportunities and more ways to participate and give us their ideas. Again, telephone interviews and online interviews. We have some questions that we are tracking from June of 2014. And the interviews were in English and Spanish. If anyone was doing Spanish, that was available to them. Okay. Voter mood and awareness of Compton's community college. This is a question we ask in most surveys these days, thinking about, and in each one of these, we ask, thinking about California, Los Angeles County, your city, we ask them individually. In general, would you say things are going in the right direction or off on the wrong track? You can see California today in this district, 27 said right direction, 50% said wrong track. Statewide, it is 58% on track. Voters think the state is off on the wrong track by 58%. You see what it was in 2014. I don't have to explain to everybody, but there's a lot of challenges these days on many fronts. So you see the county is a little higher on the wrong track. Your city, about even, 39-40. Again, you can see all of these are higher wrong track than we tested in 2014. Okay, and this is just a kind of a demographic of this same question. If you look at the column under California, you can see the wrong track, a little higher among 18 to 49s, Latinos a little higher, 54%. LA County, pretty much the same. And it just shows you there's a lot of information on this page, but shows you some of the demographics of how they responded on right direction on track. Okay, we also asked, from what you know, is there a local community college district that serves your area? To the far right hand, 24% in 2024, 29% correctly said Compton, 7% said El Camino, 43% said something else. Don't know. This is one of the challenges. You're going to see some pretty positive poll results for your respective bond, but this is, we're finding, we're doing about 20 community colleges statewide for the November ballot. And we're finding that as the population changes, as we get new voters, and it's been a while since you've been at a bond, we're finding the awareness for community colleges a little lower than we had in 2014. So if you decide to put something like this on the ballot, no, you don't have to decide till July or August, but public education we find very effective in communicating to your voters that you are indeed their community college. The more they understand that you are their college, the more likely they are to support you. Okay. How would you rate the job being done by Compton College? Please tell me if you think the college is doing an excellent, pretty good, only fair, or poor job. Again, we're a little lower than we were in 2014. And again, the don't know is 48%. There are 5%, nobody says poor. It's really a question of do they know? And we're almost 50%. So no, again, public education over the next few months will be very helpful in communicating and lessening that number. Have you or someone in your immediate family ever attended or taken a course at the former Compton Community College, or Compton College, or Compton College? 63% said yes. This is one of the strengths of community colleges throughout the state. You have more voters who have attended in some way, immediate family, attended a course, taken it online over the years, and it's a very strong connection. One of the reasons in our statewide polling, you're going to see this on the ballot, community colleges are going to be first in K through 12. Second, because community colleges have the highest understanding of what goes on, what benefits would be if I support this measure. And the catch, this is a very small, this is very unique. Most jurisdictions that have this kind of contact. And again, you can see demographically, men, women, the same, 63 yes, 63 yes. Democrats a little higher, 67. African Americans at the bottom, 79%. So somebody in their family participated in college, very high numbers. This is the short version, right? This is,
Go through the whole thing.
okay, this is a question we said, are the following statements accurate or inaccurate? And you can see we're always, in all these questions, we're always doing level of intensity. Very accurate is the dark blue, somewhat accurate, light blue. You can see very accurate in orange is almost non-existent in all of these. With the high cost of living, rising prices and inflation, people in our community cannot afford to pay higher taxes. Very high. I'm not going to go through each one of these, but Compton's third one, Compton College supports the diversity of its students and the community it serves. 72%. See, that's accurate. Again, most all of these awareness questions are very positive from your voter's point of view about the college. Bottom, Compton College is an important resource for many different groups that use the campus college. In 2024, in 2014, it was 74, now it's 67, not much of a change, but again, just overwhelming numbers. Okay. Same question, Compton College needs additional classrooms and labs. Critical college courses, 69% accurate. Investing in Compton College will create good jobs for local residents, 70% accurate. Again, the very orange, under 10% across the board, very inaccurate. Provide students and workers and residents access to the cost-effective college and career programs, 70%. Again, all of these, Compton College serves the needs of my community, 70 to 15. And again, the intensity here is very low on the very inaccurate, all positive, again, the strength of community college. Okay. Compton College is the leading institution of student learning, 57%, a little lower. Compton College does a good job of preparing students, about the same as it was in 2014. Again, 60 to 10 students are safe when they are on the Compton College. 57 to 17. Quality of education in Compton has improved in recent years. Now we start to get into some of the more difficult perceptions to be aware of. That's a little higher. A third don't know. Compton College buildings are deteriorating, run down, and need of repair. 57% said that's accurate. 28% don't know, and 16% say that's either somewhat or very inaccurate. This is one of the public education communication targets that you want to communicate to your voters. You see in 2014 was 72 to 9. Governed by locally elected board of trustees, 48% don't know. Again, bottom one, Compton College listens to residents and communities when making major decisions. Again, we're getting a little more detail about some of the accurates, and some of these are a little higher and don't know. Okay. Voter reaction to a Compton College bond measure and funding priorities. This is the test we do. This is a draft, 75 words of a potential bond measure. Okay. The 75 words, again, you can see what we tried to do in this, and this is something that might change a little bit. We've learned some items here in this survey that we always want to improve this 75 words if we decide to put this on the ballot. You can see again, the first few lines, the title, repair, job training, education improvement. These are items that tested positively in your last survey and are very strong these days. Again, what we try to do in the first 2 or 3 lines, we try to give voters a sense of where this money might be useful. Okay, educational facilities, site equipment, remove asbestos, upgrade science labs, earthquake safety. And then by law, we have a couple lines that talk a lot about money. For what to do. This is a test for $150 million. And then the last couple lines are we try to communicate an idea of somebody's watching this money annually. While bonds are outstanding, be adopted requiring audits, oversight, and all funds used locally. We want to make sure voters understand this money all stays in their neighborhoods. Stays locally. State doesn't get it, county doesn't get it, cities don't get it, it comes to you. So the results of that testing is for 73% said yes. All the 20 I'm working on, this is close to the highest percentage of support we have seen. 68%. Again, we're always looking for intensity here. 44% said definitely yes. 24 said probably yes. The 6 undecided leans and the undecided lean no were originally at the bottom. So there's originally 21% undecided. You push a little bit, you lean yes, you lean no. So you got a pretty good 68% support. But with the leans, you're at 73%. We had a question, I don't know if it's in this presentation or not. We asked about does the Compton Community College have a great need, some need, Wolverine, no need? You saw that 69% said you had some need, which is almost exactly what the 68% is. So the more your voters understand that you have a need for funding between items, the more they're likely to support you. So that's a good start. 73% to 50. Again, my last point on this, I'm sorry. 44% say definitely yes, only 6% say definitely no. I think it's the lowest I've had in many years on definitely no on a community college platform. Okay, so then of that 73% support, you can see there is no gender gap. Men, women are a little more supportive. 75 to 15. Women are the backbone of these measures passed. We always want more women voting. Of this sample, there were 54% of the sample are women and 46 were for men. For women, this is a little unusual because men are actually close to being where the women are in level of support. Most districts, women are always stronger supporters. This is good. Okay, the next one, you can see by party. You have Democrats of this sample and of your district, 64% of your registered voters are men. 27% are independents, and you have a whopping percentage of Republicans of 9%. One of the lowest in the state. You can see why that's somewhat important. You see Democrats at 77, independents at 70, and Republicans at 54. For the Republicans, that's a strong yes vote. We're likely to get 40% in most districts among Republicans. So, well, again, but with all the diversity we have on many issues, this is something that generally your Democrats, Independents, Republicans agree on. Okay. Same point on all these demographics. This is still, again, of your 73% support. You can see by age of collapsed the ones to the far left. 77% of the 18 to 29-year-olds say yes. 76% of the 65 plus say yes. Again, we generally have more diversity and more differences by age on everything these days. This is why you can see we need in November, we need the under 50s, under 30s, under 40s. We need those voters to vote. Very important turnout model. We want them to vote. Yeah, strong man. And you have, I'm sorry, one more back. you have a pretty young district, under 40. Those top two categories, that is 45% of all your voters are under 40. Okay, one of the youngest voting pools of any district in the state. Only 18% are 65 plus. Most districts have 25, 30, probably a third or 60. This district is young. It's the importance of, you can see again, how strong your 18 to 29, the intensity is definitely yes, very strong. Okay. Basically the same here. I'm not going to go through each one of these, but men, younger, older, women, younger, older. Again, we have a great deal, and the men show here a little more of the diversity we usually see. You can see the younger men are 79 to 11, and the 50 plus men try to keep more 50 plus men from not voting in all these elections. And this is not unique. This is high age, especially among men. But you see the women, younger women are a little more supported, but the 50 plus women are right with them at 74. Okay. Ethnically, you can see again, this is across the board. Whites, Latinos, African Americans, all basically are strong supporters of this. Your white voters are about 11% of your likely voters. Latino voters are about 52% of your likely voters. And African Americans are about 27%. This is reflective of a likely turnout in November. Again, same basic theme. This is the vote by city. You can see you have Compton is 32%, almost about a third of your district, 80 to 13. The strongest of any city. Linwood is about 21% of your voters, 75 to 14. Paramount, other cities are about 23%, and unincorporated are about 16. Again, an embarrassment of support, no matter where you live, but positive. Okay. This is by trustee district. Again, most of the districts are all pretty, most of them are 18, 20, 19, 20, 23% of the district. They're pretty close, plus or minus, right around 20%. Again, you can see all of them pretty strong levels. Okay. The initial vote here we have, it was 73%. We also asked about a $130 property tax, which was a little lower. The more we asked about specific money, support drops. Okay. This is a question we ask about, well, we can't read it at the bottom. I'm going to read you a list of types of projects that could be funded or provisions that could be included in this measure. And please tell me how important each is to you, each project be taken. Extremely very important, somewhat important or not important. So we're just trying to get a sense of voters, what's important to them when your potential options for spending money in their, with this bond passed. When we ask these questions, they're all rotated for each fund. They're never asked in this order. And I'm not going to go through each one of these. You can see across the board, they're all in the 80s. The orange is not too important, basically non-existent. Most districts of this whole page is to provide safe, clean drinking water. Drinking water, anything related to water these days, is at the top of voter fund. K through 12, statewide, variety of different water. That's not just drinking water, it's runoff, the oceans. Campus safety and security, obviously very important. Again, you can just see better preparing students to work with good paying jobs. These are all extremely or very important. And the light blue, I didn't even put it to the right hand column. So it's another 8, 10, 12%. Next slide. Thank you. Again, all of these 70 plus, 75 plus, removing asbestos. We're requiring all funds to be used locally. You can see how important that wording is on the ballot. 80%, that's extremely very important. Another 6% say that's 86. Qualifying for state matching funds. 70%. I think that's important. Hopefully we get this statewide school bond passed, okay? Removing lead paint, again, all of these are very high. This is, in most districts, we don't have this kind of, again, the orange, not important, is not under 10% everywhere. Requiring independent financial audits, repairing deteriorating gas, not from sewer lines, leaking roofs, all very small. Okay,
Can you go back, sorry, can you go that one back? I wanna, there was one question I was asked in regards to 24/7 community health facility, and that number was 74%.
right. Building a 24/7 community health facility that will provide healthcare training and services. Again, anything that deals with healthcare training, services. Not just for students, but for communities, very strong. Again, upgrading classroom technology. Building a fire academy to train local firefighters, paramedics. 911 dispatch, the very top, improving education, hands-on training programs, labs for nurses and other healthcare workers. Again, 70 plus into the 80s, pushing the 80s. Building a teaching and learning center. I think that's, oh, one more. Fire equipment, bathrooms and plumbing, again, they're all the basic messages, same, down a little bit from 2014, but still very strong, and the orange is non-existent. Okay. Requiring citizens oversight, it's a little down a little bit. Placing outdoor outdated classrooms. Again, we're always looking for words, you do public education or how we craft the ballot. We're looking for language, sometimes it says the same thing. A little different, you can see the replacing outdated classrooms, some of the earlier themes or the projects up front were much more positive, so we wouldn't use that language. All right. You can see we test a lot of these. These are a little lower. But still, they're at 58%. Providing a campus performing arts center. Building a public safety academy to train local police officers. Installing on-campus electric vehicle charging stations. So these aren't as strong. No money for administrative salaries or pension. That's the least important one. We're okay with. Most salaries nobody can be paid by this spot. Okay. Educational statements. Long version. This is a question we asked about how convincing are each of the following statements made by supporters. And the percentage you see is a very convincing. I'll show you a very convincing and somewhat convincing together in a minute. Again, this is a better life. Most Compton students qualify for financial aid, basic repairs, a whole paragraph of what the specific repairs are. Local economy, good for the local economy if this passes campus safety. Okay, the next one. First responders, this is where we need more highly skilled, well-trained nurses, police, firefighters. Yeah, these are strong messages in the high 30s. Very convincing. You have almost 10 that are higher than that. Okay. This adds the very convincing and somewhat convincing. Again, these are positive statements made by people who might support this. You can see, except for the very last one, everybody is 70% or higher. Again, remember you have 73% support. So some of these messages are higher than your support. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them or convincing to voters, even though they're not supporting. Okay? So the initial vote we saw was 73% after they heard all the additional statements. About basically in that same range, 70%. Again, you can see everybody has, nobody's confused by this language. Okay. We also had a paragraph that said some not convincing from people who might oppose this. You can see that this is a lower, very somewhat convincing, only 62%. Okay. And then you see a progression, initial vote after positive statements, and vote after the positive opposition statement. You can see a little lower, but most community colleges, one of the goals here is if you put this on the ballot, you don't want any opposition, you don't want anybody thinking about showing you the effect. Okay. This is where your voters get their information. The question was, I'm going to read you a list of resources you may use to find out about a range of issues in your community. Instagram is taking a huge lead everywhere. I think this is the first district I have it as #1. You can see at the bottom, the print was sent out. La Opinion, the Daily Breeze, Next Door, TikTok is higher here. Facebook, you can see the and the rivals them is kind of local news radio, just kind of help us. And we can look at each all the demographics and see where younger voters, males, females, African Americans get their information based on targeting methodology. Okay. I don't think we should go through this segmented section. Okay. This just shows, this is just very demographic. It's a lot of demographic questions about where each of these were stronger. Okay. This, I think that's basically, and the conclusions I've covered most of these. I think top one, we saw there was kind of a pessimistic outlook, which is similar everywhere on the wrong track. Mindset is consistent with voter outreach. High concern about cost of living, homelessness. Third bullet, survey also finds that voter familiarity is lower today than it was in 2014. You want to do, hopefully you're going to do a public education outreach to get more voters to know that this is their college. Fourth bullet, voters are highly receptive to a potential bond measure for the college. As more than 7 in 10 favor it. Especially when you have 4 in 10 are definitely yes. Top priorities include protecting drinking water. We went through those. Campus security, preparing students. Statements to simulate public education outreach were very strong. Putting students and workers on the path to success, making essential health and safety repairs, investing in the strength of the local economy. Okay. So that's a short version of the survey we did. Any questions?
Trustee, do you have any questions? Student trustee comment.
Just a small question, as I did see it, so, this research took from March 11th to the 20th, so it was like 9 days period.
Correct.
And it's 500, is that the actual number that you guys do consistently, or is that the number for this particular site?
That this particular survey, 500 of your voters that reflect a demographic cross section of likely November voters that answered every question on the survey. If somebody went through half a survey, we don't count it. If somebody does every question except the last 2, we don't count it. This is 500 completed 20-minute interviews.
Thank you.
Okay.
Trustee Lopez,
Thank you for the report.
trustee Dopplemore.
Yes, and I'm sorry, I know you skipped it, but my questions, thank you, trustee Orange, for the 500 sampling. My question is on, if you can go to slide 41. Mine is in the nitty gritty. If you could explain, your cross section
Okay.
on slide 41.
This is basically a three columns, left-hand column. This is a profile demographically of those who said, consistently said yes. Every time we asked to vote,
Yeah.
75 words, which is 3 times.
Mhm.
53% of your electorate made up by, you can see Democrats dominate that whole part.
Mhm.
They 53% made up of these demographics, every time said support. And you can see, African American men, Latino men. Right, Democrats, and then the swing voters, well, it's consistent, no, it's only 8%,
Mhm.
very low. And you can see Republican men, Republican women,
Mhm.
and then in the middle are the swing voters. They kind of move back and forth a little bit. So you had about 39% of the electorate that we got some of the Republican households, but then we might have lost them when we talked about the negatives.
Mhm.
You can see it just gives you a feel for the homeowners are in that section. Democratic women 18 to 49. It's more of the 50+ voters there, but younger voters are generally in the consistent yes. That we saw. So it's just a demographic profile of tracking how these demographics proceeded through the survey, hearing the initial vote, the vote after positive, the vote after negative.
Okay, and then now does that kind of, with that, does that kind of somehow correlate to slide number 17?
Yes. Yes. It just breaks it down a little more
Granular.
specifically. Right, the Democrat men 18 to 49, or Latino women 50+. We have those demographics that we look at. This is just a kind of a big picture, all Democrats. But each one of those demographics fits in one of these.
And then now it also, identifies like what district? Is that going back to slide 41? Trustee area, assembly district, senate district,
Yes.
right?
It's
Age,
just,
right?
it's just showing you the results by the demographics and the lines of each district.
Okay.
Okay, so, but if you go to that slide is back a little bit. Trustee,
But page 20.
right,
The
Excellent.
trustee
21.
district, right?
yeah, right, next one. Okay, so in district number 1. District number 1, 18% of the sample was in district 1, 18% of the fifth 500 live in district 1. Okay? In district 2, 20%. Of that 2 all the way across the 81 to 11, 20% of the sample was from that district. So you can see District 5 is one of the largest, but by margin of error, it's the same. 23% of the voters in this survey out of 20 of the 500 were lived in District 5.
Mhm.
And again, this is all based on a profile of likely voters who have histories of voting and are likely to turn out. They don't do all voters, it's some voters that voted.
Right.
You know, on the roll. Not for a while.
Okay. So thank you. That's definitely helpful. And then we're gonna go back in and apply that. You know?
Want to be a vote?
And you said that it's, so it is, so the sampling, going back to the 500 sampling, is this like your, out of all of them, this is like your complete 500? So all of everybody that completed the survey, your first 500?
We probably talked to thousands of voters to get 500 completed interviews
Okay,
that reflect the demographic profile of your likely vote.
okay.
Right.
That's all. Thank you, thank you.
And you did answer my question. Although it was 500 up there, it was the 500 that completed it.
Correct.
You had more that participated,
Oh, my
but out
God.
of the ones that participated, because I'm one of the people, like, if you ask me so many questions on a survey, I'm gonna look at you and say, no, you didn't took up too much of my time. So out of 1,000 or 2,000, 500 actually completed it.
Right.
Okay.
And you'll find, especially when we do laws for K through 12 and community colleges, you'd be surprised how few voters decline to talk, because these are in their communities, they're more familiar with it. And in your district, almost 65% have been here, taken a class or something, so there's more interest. It's not like we're asking about, tell me about the metro stuff, why and something.
Okay, thank you so much for your presentation.
My pleasure.
Thank you. Item 12. 2024 to 2025 budget workshop. Compton Community College District. No, that's not the next.
President Kerry, President Calhoun, from the trustees, good afternoon. So I bring to you the budget workshop was covered. We'll cover the goals. Talk a little bit about the state budget and the assumption. So our goal, of course, is primary goal and do is help students, ensure students complete their studies in a timely manner, as few as we can, so we can transfer to a full institution or get employment in the field. We grow enrollment to 3750. Complete the accreditation, as you know, we're working on the accreditation. In the good facilities that attracts the students to campus, enhance our partnerships, from the connection among employees, students, and college and community, so we have a better community. Hopefully, we have another year of no audit findings, and then we will initiate the strategic plan. This one here, state budget, is a little bit of a challenge. This is what was presented by the governor in January. And you probably heard a lot of discussions on the budget and how things may be dire, but anyway, come May, we'll know a little more in June, which is going to be finalized. There's a shortfall of 37.9 billion, depending on who you talk to, the numbers may vary. There's a lower than, the budget is lower than last year by about 6%. There is a goal is only 0.76%, and that also could go further down. And then the increase of $60 million to support nursing programs. As you know, we have high need for this field. We continue the student centered funding formula. You approved at the last meeting's withdrawal of $500,000 from the Towards and Stores Trust. So we present to you in this slide here, and we'll also share with you that there is a projected increase in FERS costs, 37%. We are budgeting for 5 faculty positions: chemistry, cosmetology, welding, biology, and community studies. A one-time enhancement, enrollment management, as you know, we need to do all we can to enhance our enrollment. Budget augmentations, we still have a plan to continue to feed our students and provide them technology and summer activities. Also, it was a month ago that you approved our credit debt repayment schedule, and so this is what the 5,791,000, and then OPEB contribution of 250,000. Reserve for the ERP system and the college personnel commission. Transfer 400,000 for property and liability insurance, child development funding 6,000, and then the physical education plan is 1 million.
That, that's my presentation. I would like to do some introductions in
Trustees, do you have any questions? Do trustee Connor? Trustee Doc, trustee Lopez,
No questions.
trustee Dopplemore.
Just say something, so thank you.
President, no questions. Thank you for this report. Looking forward to the one in June, but thank you for this report. We are now at consent agenda. Do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda? From 1301.
Second.
Been moved and second. Do we have, trustees, do we have any items to discuss? Still trustee Connor?
No, I don't.
Trustee Lopez?
No, I don't.
Trustee Dopplemore?
Yes, 1327 and 1328.
1327 and 13.
And also, I do have a question for 1323. 1323, 27, and 28.
Okay, and then I just have one, not a question, but a statement. One more question. I just moved. I didn't need to make a statement on item 1327, 1C3. Other than that, we will approve them after Dr. Curry answers the questions. How about that? So we just take it all at one time. So start with trustee Dr. Moore, the first one.
1327, the questions that I have for the UCI summer scholarship guided pathways. The students that are participating in this, these are all students from our districts, from our college, right? Does this include the dual enrollment students or just
Just our credit students.
current?
We're not authorized to do one.
Okay. Thank you. And we went to the next one, 1327. 1327, like the personnel changes, these are just reassignments, right? There's no adding of personnel. And if so, which ones?
What are you?
1327,
I know, but which,
like the reassignment of their positions?
which one are you talking about reassigned time?
Yeah, yes.
There's various reassigned time or hourly pay for faculty members, so it's reassigned time, it doesn't change they still have a position, but some of their time is assigned to other.
For example, like the special project that was mentioned or something like that.
There's various ones that we have on the agenda. We
Okay,
have one for, we just did chair elections. We have some reassigned to our special assignment regards to zero cost textbooks. So there's various items that are very important.
okay, but no additional personnel,
Just
just reassigned.
it's reassigned, and the only person that we hire is what's based off of, that's included in the budget. Then also too, as Dr. Nash mentioned for next year, we're in the process of hiring 5 full time. Hope that answers the question.
Do you know if these would these be all part-time or full-time positions? Do you know at this time?
So we included our budget assumption and through our hiring prioritization process, our full-time faculty.
Okay, now move to the next one. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. For 1328, for the CAMs with LBUSD, in terms of like communication, will there be like a notice, press release, will that be communicated like on the website?
So we've been working with CAMS for a number of years in regards to this contract. And the contract is included in one agenda, I think it's 14.02 regards to the contract. And we have to do this item that you're referring to has to do with the hiring of the faculty members. Since we have a instructional service agreement and we reimburse them for their faculty members, however, as a part of the attendance accounting manual, those faculty members have to have an agreement with us regards to their services. If not, we cannot collect the FTS for. And so that's why that contract is on the agenda, regards to the consent. I think the latter question that you have would be more appropriate if you answer that under 14.02, because you're asking regards to the next step as relates to that contract. And this item has to do with the hiring of their faculty members on instructional agreement contracts to be able to provide services for the district, but still be employed by campus.
Okay. So for 1402, what is it again? Is it as it relates to 1402?
14, from my perspective, your question is more, have more to do not with 13 to 28, but more so like 14.02, regards to what's the next step as relates to the contract. And I think you can answer that once we get to that item.
Okay.
But 13.28 has to do with instructional service agreement, regards to the faculty who teach you the Compton College classes. Because of the attendance county manual, we cannot play full-time equivalent student apportionment if we do not have a contract in place.
Okay. Thank you. That's all I have.
Dr. Kirby was actually in 1327. The reason he was asking which one under 1327 was so.
There's two. Okay, I'm sorry.
So you can do like like I said, 1327, 1C3. That's why he was asking that question. So for mine, under 1327, 1C3. A person by the name of Joe Calhoun was hired. I do not personally know this Calhoun. The name Calhoun is worldwide and is possibly, we are related in some way, most likely distant. I want to put that out there. If somebody run and say, you got a relative work. Don't know if he is my relative or not, but more than likely, he could be a distant relationship. Never seen it, never met him. Please place your online vote.
That's a unanimous yes vote.
Item 14, action items, Compton Community College District Community Benefits Agreement. I'm sorry, 1401. Compton Community College District Community Benefits Agreement with the Los Angeles and Orange Counties Building and Construction Trades Council. Can I get a motion?
Make a motion.
Motion second. Do we have any discussion? Trustee Carr. Trustee Lopez.
No discussion.
Trustee Dawkins.
No discussions.
President Calhoun, no discussion. Please place your own light.
That's a unanimous yes vote.
1402, instructional service agreement, Long Beach Unified School District, California Academy of Mathematics and Science. Can I have a motion, please?
Second.
Do we have any discussions? Please, Trustee Carr. Trustee Lopez.
No discussion.
Trustee Dopplemore.
Yes, again, so in terms of the equity, and I do see in, this is related to dual enrollment, correct? So in terms of like the marketing being on the different schools' websites, and also for those that are in the community, will it, with part of it with the next steps, will it be communicated out to members of the community?
Regards to that, we have a contract.
That we have this program, right? Because now this is kind of going back to this partnership is with WUSD, right? But it is with the faculty.
No, it's with the district. So we've been doing this for the last 2 years. If you're asking that you think that the district should be press releases or announce the partnership agreements, I think that's something we can look into as a follow-up. And then also how we promote, do the more opportunities on their website.
Not just with
It's with all of us.
but with their district.
So if you look at this origin, you have a couple 288 agreements with Compton Unified is on here for approval. You also have the instructional service agreement for CAMS. And there's another one. Yeah, Linwood and parents. So what we can do, we can look at how we can promote it. The one thing that I'm thinking about today is how we are right now, let's say it that way. Is how we can do a press release to say that the last 40 the board approve these contracts for student enrollment and get information out to the community about these partnerships. So we can do some.
Thank you. That's the conclusion of discussion.
President Calvin, no discussion, please place your online vote.
That's a unanimous yes vote.
1403, Administrative Services. Compton Community College District Resolution Number 04-16-2024C. Budget transfers augmentation for fiscal year 2023-2024. May I have a motion?
I'll make the motion. Second.
Do we have discussion? Student trustee Carr. Trustee Lopez.
No discussion.
Trustee Dopplemore.
No discussion.
President Calhoun, no discussion. Please place your online vote.
That's a unanimous yes vote.
Item 15, discussion action. Dr. Curry will discuss the item and will request action if needed.
Okay, so tonight we have one item, which is the update on enrollment, item 50.01. This gives the board an update of where we're at in regards to enrollment and increases. We're approximately about 18% up compared to last year at this time. And so, but what's also interesting, I think we're about 35% up in 2 years at this time. So enrollment continues to increase, but we continue to push. We got some new data today from academic affairs, which we'll probably share in the next meeting to show like who the student population is and who's enrolling. But what I noticed from that data today is that we're getting more students, continuing students who are enrolling for the next semester. And so we'll talk about that at the next meeting. You also have in here, as requested by the board, the class modality and what that is like for this spring. You also have the update on marketing and advertising, and also the outreach and recruitment events and activities. One thing to just to note, this weekend we have our community day. And so that's going to be a great opportunity for our campus will be open to the community. We'll be a mailer as well about this event. This is an update on enrollment. Any questions from the board?
Those are okay. Trustee Carr, do you have any questions for Dr. Curry? Trustee Lopez, do you have any questions?
No question.
Trustee Dopplemore.
Dr. Curry, when you give the, you said that you will, give us, a breakdown of the student demographics. In that, if you could, when you come back with that data, if you could, maybe add like a line item to show if there's, students that are outside of the district. And with that, I'm thinking recently, what we've done is we've kind of expanded outside of our district, right? To kind of see if there's been an uptick with, students that are coming from our surrounding community.
That might be a little tricky to have by next month, but we'll look into it.
Well, I mean, it just,
But it's based off enrollment by zip code, so we can look at our fact book data, and we'll provide some information on that. But for current enrolled students is what I've been looking at. I don't have the ability right now to look at it by zip codes, but that's something that we can add to that, but we can do a comparison from last fact book to this year's fact book, we can release next month. We can talk about the comparison in regards to enrollment by zip code.
and then maybe not, if it comes back with a small sample by next month, maybe by, maybe like part of the end of the year, just to kind of see.
We can be able to show it to you based off enrollment by zip codes, that's gonna be in our fact book. So we do a comparison of that based off the enrollment, but what I'm looking at is real-time data based off our student enrollment. That's like real-time, like as of today. So it takes a little bit more work to be able to figure out like zip codes, and as we continue to refine this real-time, I think zip codes is nothing we want to add, but it's gonna take a little bit more time instead of 2 months. So it takes time to build out the system that we're looking at. But I would let the staff know that we want to add the zip code as a part of this real-time data.
Okay.
It's gonna take a little bit of extra, because we can not only include that in affairs, we also include institutional effectiveness and how would that work. in regards to pulling that data real time.
Thank you, that's all.
Item 16. Grant items. Minute 1601, Administrative Services. Grant California Health and Human Service Agency, Department of Healthcare Access and Information. The 2023 Song Brown Registered Nursing Healthcare Workforce Grant. Can I get a motion?
Second.
Do we have a discussion? Trustee Carn, trustee Carn, trustee Lopez,
No discussion.
trustee Doppler,
No discussions.
President Calvin, no discussion. Please place your online vote.
That's a unanimous yes vote.
1602 Administrative Services Grant Amendment, the County of Los Angeles Department of Public Social Services out of Classroom Coordinated Services, CCC P21003. Can I get a motion?
Second.
Do we have any discussion? Student trustee Carn. I'm sorry. Trustee Lopez,
No discussion.
trustee Doppler,
No discussion.
President Calvin, no discussion. Please place your online vote. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
That's a unanimous yes vote.
All right, we are at item 17, board policies and administrative regulations. Dr. Curry will discuss each item possibly. Trustee, do you have any questions once he discusses?
So just to give you 17.01 is an updated schedule in regards to board policy and administrative regulations. Just to know that we're in compliance with our board policy 2410 and 28 administrative regulations 2410 in regards to our board policy review. So they actually have a couple board policies. You have the student discipline procedure. You also have contracts and bid document board policy. You also have the AR for responding to harassment based on sex under Title IX. We were brought forward before. You also have the 5015 regards to residency determination, and also AR regards to student discipline. And the student discipline has a lot of changes in regards to positions and titles, but these are some of the changes, and we're in alignment with our schedule. And I'm really proud of the work that we have done over the last year in regards to board policies. And also I'm excited that in the news, after the board approves policies, we send out policies and administrative regulations to staff each, the week of the board meeting, so then they know which ones have been implemented. In the future, we'll provide more training after the board is approved on each of the policies. And that includes my update on that section.
Trustee, do you have any questions? Student trustee Carn. Trustee Lopez,
No question.
trustee Doppler,
No discussions.
President Calhoun, no discussion. Next item.
I just go to information item. I have a couple of things I just want to highlight. Item number 1811, which Dr. Nash provided a presentation on the budget. Just want to continue to keep you updated on where we're at in our budget development. The goal is to provide a tentative budget to the board at the June board meeting. And also right now, we're working on update, create our budget, but also the one-time funding and also augmentation, ongoing funding requests and doing those recommendations. So I'm really excited about where we're at for the board, for the district, regards to the budget and the budget development. But 18.11 has additional information regards to where we're at, and we're waiting just to get more information from the governor in May. So our budget assumptions can't change in May once we get more information from the governor in regards to May regards. Also want to just highlight, Dr. Nash talked about 18.16 regard to the withdrawal schedule for our first responders, just to give a sense the board has approved this last month. And we also want to make sure that this is just highlighted, that this has now changed as well. One of the things I want to bring forward to you is item number 18.19. Next month, we will be bringing a updated Measure C bond budget to the board for approval, so we can be able to move forward with some of our projects. And that includes the information I want to bring up to the board.
Trustee, do you have any questions? Student trustee Carn,
No questions.
trustee Lopez,
No questions.
trustee Dopplemore,
No questions.
President Bobby Calhoun, no questions. Now we are at future agenda items. 1901, Compton Community College District Board of Trustees, future agenda items request. Trustees, do we have any requests for future agenda items where we did this stuff? We gotta do it again, we have to do it again, third time, correct. Trustees, do we have any requests for future agenda items? Student trustee. Trustee Lopez. Trustee Dr. Moore.
Yes. Future agenda item is to take into consideration, adopting some type of, outreach or education for, the community to be, more knowledgeable of this, future bond measure. Because I do believe I saw on one of these mini, charts here where the knowledge or the understanding was a little low. I don't remember what slide it was on, but I remember kind of seeing that. Is there a gentleman to do that?
Cause
Yeah. No, I didn't. I'm just checking to see if he was still here. I would just, if you feel that that's feasible, to have some type of, education, little, maybe town hall, something to. Yes.
There will be a public hearing, am I correct? About this one,
About
the bond.
right now, we just provide the data.
Right.
And so the next steps will be a resolution to the board regards to a potential bond. We're not at that point today,
Right. Okay.
or we're not at the point of May as well.
Okay, just want to make sure.
This is all, more information after May, you say?
Yeah, well, what we're doing right now is we're doing a feasibility in regards to the bond. So we did the data, we're getting the data, right? And so the next steps, we can talk about that in the next board meeting in regards to what our potential next steps. But right now, we're just doing what we did in the resolution in regards to, that would include the original resolution in December, in regards to the feasibility and what the interest. That's all we've done.
Item 20, I'm so sorry. Oral reports.
Just a couple of things I want to mention is one, the community day is this weekend, so we're excited about that happening on our campus. We've been sending out an email to the board in regards to the schedule, because there's a couple of photo ops that we're doing for this Saturday. As relates to that, we'd like to have the board participation, so we'll do a follow up for that. This week on Thursday, we have our retiree luncheon, which I sent to the board of trustees, regards to that event. It is this Thursday, and it starts at 12 o'clock in the multi-purpose room. And so we're really excited about that event, because I think we have 31 or 32 retirees, and they're really excited about being on campus, and we have, their picture from last year. We have a planning committee of retirees who planned this year event. And so they're really excited about what's happening for that as well. Also, I do want to say, I was send an email out to the board as well as a reminder about the year-end activities. We have a lot of year-end activities that are coming up, and we'll hope that the board members are able to participate in the many year activities. And then on June 7th, we will have commencement at California State University for the sales. And that concludes my report.
Hello, you guys. Definitely want to thank you guys for all you do. I always tend to like go around some of your offices and you guys are busy, but you always take time to still talk to me in general, so I do appreciate that. Again, we are having community day, on Saturday. I'm excited about it because my club, the Performer Art Production Club, actually will be out. We'll be doing interviews in general, so if you guys are out, we will may harass y'all just to say a little something about Compton College. So overall, that's all I have to say.
Trustee Lopez.
Nothing to report. Yes, first, I would like to Yes, I would like to ask to have, this meeting closed, in honor of, Jackie Robinson. Jackie Robinson also, was a veteran, and he also was, he attended Pasadena Community College, for those that know know a little bit about him and his bio and his history. So I would first like to ask, I know yesterday was, Jackie Robinson Day. And, I know we do have some students and some of our younger community members and scholars that, that take full advantage of our, youth, our, baseball youth academy. So I would like to close this meeting in his honor. And second, I would like to, just remind, our students and our scholars that, with the new FAFSA, has been reported, previously, that there were some challenges with the new FAFSA. So because of that, the deadline for this year has been extended, to May 2nd. And for some of our students that had, issues with a parent with one or no social security number, there were challenges with those students that were, able to file. And it has been communicated that now that those students, they can use the CADA application to get their financial aid, submitted for this upcoming year. So I would just encourage those students that have not, filed their FAFSA, to do so before, and I know that the May 2nd is like the primary filing deadline, but also be knowledgeable, and cognizant of all the deadlines for community college as well. So that is the end of my report. And did I go out of order? Did I go before you? No. Okay, I'm sorry. Oh, I couldn't remember. Okay.
Thank you, everybody. We would like to close in memory of Arlene Nassar, wife of Dr. Nassar. Beautiful lady, beautiful, beautiful spirit. Not just by Dr. Nassar and his family, but also myself, because we got the and everything. So I know I'm not the only one, but like a clothes. And then we're going to honor. And clothes and women. Basketball coach. And I also been a really, I was band Tony, administrator, president, CEO. We were always close also. As trustee Johnson was said, they had only from to Jackie Robinson. There was a special trustee at everything. Then our next regular scheduled board meeting is May the 21st of 2024. So this session begins at 6. The meeting is now adjourned at 7:40.